Hello, my name is Stephanie Bagley and I'm from New York.
And my name is Caitlin Kupiak and I am from Chicago. Our topic for this video is Seamus Ennis, who was a collector for the Irish Folklore Commission from 1942 to 1947. In 1935, the Irish Folklore Commission was established. Same as the Gaelic League, its intention was to hire full-time collectors in order to preserve traditions and folklore of Irish society. In 1942, the position of a full-time collector was open after the Commission's previous collector left the job due to health issues. There were several requirements to be a collector for the Commission, including the ability to transcribe both music notation and song lyrics, the ability to speak comfortably in Irish-speaking and English-speaking areas, and an innate instinct for song and music. Seamus Ennis was a perfect fit for the position because his father was a professional musician. He was a successful musician himself, and he was skilled in linguistics.
One of the major contributions to Ennis being an excellent person for the job as a full-time music collector was his family's influence, specifically from his father, James Ennis. James was a skilled dancer and played a wide range of wind instruments such as the pobe moor, whistle, flute, and later the uilleann pipes. Participating in competitions in all these talents led him to establishing a professional career with the Fingal Trio, playing the pipes around when Seamus was born. James Ennis was also passionate about the Irish language and a member of the Gaelic League. During Seamus's childhood, his father brought their family to Connemara so they could learn about the language and music customs of Ireland. From these travels, Seamus was able to call on people whom he and his father already knew of personally or who had heard of him and his work. In his first trip as a collector, Seamus traveled to Connemara to find Sean Breishnath, who he knew and thought would be very helpful in finding people to collect from, such as Colm O'Callaghan of Carna. With the influences and connections from his father passed on to him, Seamus became a well-rounded individual, which made him well qualified for being a music collector. Seamus Ennis' background knowledge of music and being a musician himself also strengthened his work with the Irish Folklore Commission. Seamus had been listening to his father's piping record collection from a young age and began to observe his technique of playing when he started playing at the age of 13. Another influence came from a book of Francis O'Neill, an Irish music collector in Chicago. When Seamus was employed at the publishing firm, The Sign of the Three Candles, he rewrote about 1,000 of O'Neill's tunes to practice. This skill later helped him in his work when he was asked to write down music previously recorded on the endophone and when he traveled to collect and transcribe music. Kevin McCain stated that Seamus was gifted with perfect pitch and could instantly recognize the key in which a tune was being played. He could write down the notes of a song while it was being sung and could write out a tune after hearing it a few times. The skills Ennis acquired from his musically inclined lifestyle created a seamless transition to his position as a music collector.
Most likely Ennis's most valuable skill as a collector, he had great linguistic skills and easily picked up on different local dialects. Even though Ennis was not a native Irish speaker, he knew the Irish language very well because of his travels to Connemara during his childhood to learn the language and his schooling at Scoil Combe Sile. Ennis's versatility in linguistics allowed the Commission to send him to any Gaelic area, along with Gaelic-speaking Scotland and Canada. Since Ennis was able to learn Scottish Gaelic, he helped to transcribe most of the John Lorne Campbell collection during his time in Scotland. When Ennis was collecting in Ireland, most of his work was done in counties Galway, Donegal, Mayo, Clare, Limerick, Cavan, Kerry, and Cork. A colleague of Ennis said that Ennis understood almost everything during his visit to County Donegal, and that he had never seen anyone pick up the local dialect as easily as Ennis did. During his travels, Ennis kept a diary of his experiences while he worked for the Commission, and he even wrote his diary in the local dialect of the Irish county he was collecting from at the time. He was an extremely hard worker, which was a valuable quality for a job that required irregular hours of work and a significant amount of travel time. Seamus Ennis was the perfect fit to be a collector for the Irish Folklore Commission from his youth because of the musical influences in his family and the introduction to the Irish language early on in life. Ennis was also an extremely talented person at picking up on different dialects of the Irish language. Being a musician himself, Ennis could easily relate to the musicians and singers he collected from, and he was very respected by all the people he met along his journey. In 5 short years with the Commission, Ennis collected over 2,000 pieces of music, song, and folklore. Seamus Ennis will always be remembered as an important figure for the Irish Folklore Commission and a great influence in preserving Irish music and song.